What is up? I'm assuming, there we go. Got my technology figured out, got my internet figured out. Let's make this happen. Yo, I got album just dropped last night. We've seen so much feedback already. You guys have been amazing. All the songs you guys are telling us you love. Do me a favor, if you guys have a track on the album that stands out to you as like, hey, this is my number one. I want to know what your guys' favorites are on this album because I know what mine are. Obviously, the one that's about to drop in about 15 minutes might be one of them. So, yeah, let me know if you guys got a favorite track. I want to see. I want to see what everyone's kind of vibing with right now. So, I saw a couple of people were throwing questions in here before this thing even started. You guys are dedicated. Um, let's see. What is the meaning behind paranoid and paralyzed? Well, I mean, so if you guys haven't heard that, I think that's like track 9 on the album. And that track in the simplest form is I'm very anti-conflict. I'm very, trying not to mess up, trying not to screw things up. And usually in my head, I tend to play out all the possible, you know, worst case scenarios that could happen. And what tends to happen is that can freeze me up in the moment where I actually don't end up making any decisions because I'm so stuck in not being able to make in that indecisiveness. And I think paranoid and paralyzed was a cool way to just expand on that and kind of lean into um, that emotion, that process in my head with trying to work through that and what that's like. I know a lot of people deal with that kind of stuff, so it felt like something that made sense to touch on in the album. So, what song took the longest to write? Shoot, longest and shortest. So the song I can tell you the shortest. That one's an easy one. We wrote a track with Landon Tours from the Plot and You. It was a co-write, and he actually featured on it. So it was a Silence. I think it's track 11. I want to say. Um, and that was such a fun one to do because he had kind of a rough idea instrumentally with some parts that he came in with, like, "Hey, I've got this idea that I've been working with," and then me, Landon, Ashi, and the guys, we all just started writing this song from scratch essentially, and the ideas we came with off the bat were just clicking. It was popping off. I see Ashi in the chat. Shout out Ashi. He's one of the best producers we worked with. Out of all three of them, but anyways, so that's kind of how it worked. It was just a quick co-write. Everything was clicking. Landon's such a good dude. He's so much fun to work with, super talented. And then obviously, getting him to feature on the verse and feature on the breakdown with his vocals is, I mean, the dude's a freak. You can recognize his voice anywhere. So that was a lot of fun. um what is your favorite song and why is it Fade Away? Listen, um, I've got a lot of favorite tracks. One of my personal, I already mentioned it, Paranoid and Paralyzed is such a fun song. Another song that I really like on the album is Suffocate Me. I think that's such a fun song. I can't wait to play that one live because I feel like it's just going to pop off. It's going to be a heater. So let me see what other questions you guys got. You guys are unhinged. How big are my feet? Yo, check this out. That was free content. Size 13. If you guys ever want to send me shoes or bring them to the show, um, being an artist is not the most fiscally responsible thing. I'll always take free shoes. Size 13. That'd be great. On the same topic, really, Brandon. How wet were your shoes during the Destiny video shoot? So this video for Destiny that's about to come out in about what, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. We shot this. There's a lot of water, which personally, I'm kind of like a cat. I hate being wet. I hate getting rained on. I like just being dry and being out of the elements. And so you might be able to see me pouting a little bit throughout the video. But the way it turned out, we're stoked about it. It's so sick. Yeah, waterlogged shoes. I don't even think I wore socks because what's the point? Um, Wet socks are not fun. Let me see what else you guys got. Uh, do you do pictures after shows? Yeah, I mean, usually we always tend after our shows. It'll be cool because this next tour with Beartooth and Trivium, if you don't know, it starts in May. We're going all across the U.S., all the way to the East Coast. We're going through Texas. We're going West Coast. I mean, we're everywhere. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't. Beartooth, Trivium, Malevolence. It's going to be a sick tour. But we tend to try to hang out. I always try to, get all my gear. I'm a vocalist. I don't have much gear. So sorry, Tyler, on the drums. He's always got a lot of stuff to pack up. And let's just say I usually don't help too much with that. But for good reason, because I try to get out there to come hang out with you guys during the show, to come say hi to fans, take photos. We're pretty, we're not very closed off with that kind of stuff. So if you guys ever see us in the crowd after a show or after we play our set, come say hi. We love that kind of stuff. That's what makes us do what we do. We love being able to share our music and share our experience, hear your guys' stories, how the songs have impacted you. And yeah, it's just a good time. So yeah, once again, our tour with Beartooth, Trivium, Malevolence. May 1st is our first date. It goes all the way through, like, halfway through June. It's like 6 or 7 weeks. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest tour we've ever done, playing some pretty big venues compared to what we've done in the past. And we're stoked. I mean, all the bands on this tour are stacked. So it's going to be huge. Let's see. Other questions here. All right, I'm seeing some of you guys' favorites. Deep End is fire. Yes. All the riffs, all the screaming. A lot of we've never done that before as a band, doing a song where it's just full on, all out screams. Let's just get it, right? And we've always wanted to do that. But, as an independent band, you only have budget for so much. And, being able to take this to the next level with Fearless Records has given us the ability to do songs like that, where we can just go off and just let the guitars do what they do, let the drums go off, and essentially I get to scream my head off. So I can't wait to play that one live. It's going to be huge. It's going to be so much fun, especially all the pits we're going to have. So it's going to be a good time. Let me see. Oh my goodness, you guys got so many things in here. I'm trying not to skip anyone. Size 13, put those away. Yeah, sorry. I'm unhinged a little bit. That is true. I think it might be Kai, our bassist, running he's commenting in the chat right now. The music video shoot for Destiny. We did some individual shots and then some group shots, and the whole day. It's like a 10 to 12-hour day shooting the video. And after I had shot my shots, the director, Zeb, shout out to Zeb, Columinati, they do great work, amazing studio. And I'm stoked with how this music video turned out. But basically, after I shot my shots, I went to the dressing room, and there was a bunch of blankets that we had there to kind of dry off. And I took them all, threw them over me, and I was passed out. There's a video somewhere. We'll probably share it one day. But it's basically me sawing logs audibly. You can hear my mouth breathing. It's pretty I was toast. I was done. So I took a good nap, and then we shot the rest of our scenes. I woke up and I'm like, let's get it. Let's get the rest of the video. So good times. I like taking naps. That's probably my other passion outside of music, is sleeping. I really do thoroughly enjoy sleeping. So good times. Ryan Massey already listened through the album at least 3 times today. Dude, thank you. For real, all you guys. I mean, the first week of streams, of album sales, obviously in the industry, that's, a big thing for a lot of people. But for us, I mean, I try not to get too caught up in the metrics of it all. We're just stoked that so many people are jumping on this train and supporting us. So I'm stoked about it. So everything's going so well. John S., I'm going to see you in Austin, Texas. I like that. Texas is good to us. It's always nice that the past 2 tours we did through Texas, usually they were towards the end of the tour. And so what's always nice about Texas is it kind of feels like we're almost home, and Texas, a lot of places are pretty similar to where we live in Arizona, where, just the weather is pretty nice in the winter. It's not too terrible, except for some places where your pipes freeze and everything floods. But I wouldn't know about that. But Texas has always been good to us. It's usually we come from Florida, where it's like super, super humid. And once we get out of Houston, weather's nice again. So I do not like sweating too much. So it's a good time. Let's see. Oh man, you guys are throwing so many comments in here. Let me see. Uh, Goblin Mode on stage. Yeah, James Kaufman. If you guys haven't checked him out, he does photography. His stuff is sick. Super good dude. He's also from Texas. There's your segue there. Um, Good stuff. We definitely feed him a lot of snacks. We'll be coming to the mosh pit on this tour. If there's not a huge divider between the stage and the crowd, I'm all in on that. I've been looking at making the move to wireless on the microphones, so I might have a little bit more flexibility with that one instead of being tied down to that. So, although it might be good, you see parents that have a leash with a backpack for their kids. I don't do that, but if you do, hey, you do you, right? But that's kind of how it is with my microphone right now with my cable. It keeps me reeled in so I don't get too out of pocket at our shows. Let's see. Kai and Jared to take a lot of vitamins on tour. Oh my gosh. Yeah, some of us are just we're just built different. We don't get sick as much or we don't come down with anything there. But some of the guys in the band get a little head cold, get a little sniffly. Sometimes it's a little rough out there. So, but we just give them a pat on the back and they'll feel better. They'll get going. So sorry, I'm throwing shade. This is too much fun. Top 3 vocal influences, Carve. Let me see. So for me, um, I think a big one for me, obviously, Linkin Park, Chester Bennington. I mean, I grew up with that. His voice is iconic, insane. I've always loved his ability to scream and like actually sing notes while he screams, which I think is sick. In our song Silence, the chorus of Silence, I do a little bit of that, and it was so much fun to be able to see that play out because we haven't really done that a lot in our music before. So you'll see a lot of those. Um, Other singers that I really admire. I love like Dustin Kensrue from Thrice. I feel like his voice is so sick, but more so his songwriting. I mean, he's just a super talented dude. So, um, yeah, I think he's really good. I can't think of a third right now. Besides our drummer Tyler Flam, he's got the voice of an angel. So if you guys see him at our shows, just to ask him to sing you something. He's got some pipes. He's pretty good. Let's see. Fearless Records in the chat. They like the album. I can tell you that much. At least that's what I've heard a few times. All right, we got about 2.5 minutes until this video goes live. Let me see if I got any other questions here. Uh, Justin has a leash backpack for James. Yeah, I don't blame you. Brooklyn, is there a song on the album that makes you emotional? I mean, a lot of our songs typically are kind of rooted in some internal dialogue. Personally, for me, the one song that always comes back to me that kind of gets me is is "Love Again." It's the last track on the album. I wrote it about my grandfather's struggle with Alzheimer's, and ultimately he passed away. And just diving into those emotions, I was young. He passed away in '05, and kind of diving into those emotions and processing that was somewhere I hadn't really gone before. I tend to ignore a lot of emotional trauma like that and just kind of be like, I'll just move on and keep it moving. I don't want to be a burden. But that song, I feel like I really dove into it lyrically, and it was tough, to deal with, to kind of put myself back in that moment and go through all that again. But I feel like, you know, it just feels really valuable to do something like that and put it out there and just be authentic. Because I know a lot of people have to deal with that, and Alzheimer's, it ain't going away. Like a lot of people struggle with it, and it's a huge disease that it's pretty brutal how it works and how it goes down. So I feel like "Love Again" was one of those songs emotionally that I put a lot into that I feel like translated really well. So I'm stoked about that track. We got about 30, 45 seconds. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Um, you know what? Let me do this then, because I don't want to get too picked off on any of these. So Destiny, this music video, like I said, there's a lot of water. Um, there's a lot of pyro, some electrical, and it's pretty sick. So I'm hoping you guys dig it. Let us know in the comments if you can see I don't even know, dude. Let us know what you guys think. We're super excited about how it turned out. It's gonna be so sick. And if you haven't yet, check out the full album. It's up everywhere you listen to music. And of course, as always, we got a massive tour, Beartooth Trivium, Malevolence. Go check it out. And hopefully we'll see you guys live in person soon. So love you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Take it easy.